welcome back to another video. And in this video, guys, I am going to be explaining the builds that I will be taking into the day one raid race, or just the day one raid in general, because I know I'm not going to get worlds first, because I'm not that type of raider. I am a day one raider. I didn't start day one raiding until like probably into Beyond Light, so I'm going to explain. Oh, that's a topic for another day. So I'm going to explain what I will be taking into the Root of Nightmares raid tomorrow. So let's begin. So the loadouts I will be taking into the raid is my void loadout, my solar loadout, and my actual raid loadout. So for the main encounter, the main entrance of the first encounter, or the first encounter in general, I'm going to start with this loadout, and I am going to explain the mods and the weapons I'm taking in. So first off, I'm going to take Wither Horde in because I am going to be killing. We don't know how many ads there are going to be, so I am going to take Wither Horde with me. Funnel Web because it kills things fast and it fires fast, and a rocket because of why not. If there's DPS involved in said encounter or not, I'm gonna still take this in regardless because it kills ads fast and I reload my rocket launcher fast. So for the subclass, I'm gonna be running Sentinel, the Void Bubble, Rally Barricade, and Shield Throw, and Vortex Grenade, because it got a 20% damage buff. And then the aspects I'm taking in is Offensive Bulwark, because when I pop my bubble, I can protect myself just in case I need to regen or go back into position or something. Then Controlled Demolition. This is what I really like because every time I hit a target with a Void ability or anything really Void related, I will make them volatile, and every time they explode, I gain health back for me and my allies. So I'm basically going to be building towards survivability for my allies and myself. Now the fragments I'm taking in is Void of Cessation, Echo of Cessation. Finish your final blows, create a burst of void damage that cause nearby combatants to become volatile, which synergizes with Controlled Demolition. The reason why I really like this is because every time I do a finisher, it'll make any target within the vicinity of the finisher volatile, and once they explode, I gain health back just in case I am on the verge of dying. Echo of Starvation, picking up a Void Breacher and Orb of Power grants Devour. I love this one because it stacks with Controlled Demolition, and it makes me have full health automatically on every kill. Echo of Remnants, self-explanatory. Void Grenades have increased duration, and other grenades have increased duration. Echo of Instability. This is what will really synergize with this fragment and this fragment. So volatile rounds all around, basically making survivability key in the first encounter. So that will be my first encounter loadout. I'll be going over weapons first and then mods. That way, you guys will know what I will be taking in effectively. So if there's DPS involved, I'm still going to stick to my raid loadout, but if there is DPS involved, I am either going to swap to Outbreak, or I'm going to swap to Izanagi's Burden, because if the boss has a crit spot in the second encounter, he may be able to be hit with Izanagi's Burden, and if the rockets are the key to damage, I am going to take in Hothead if rockets are the way to go. If not, I will probably bring a linear, even though linears have been nerfed to the ground, surprisingly. I am going to take a linear fusion rifle in. I don't have it on me right now, but I will be taking in the Typin if I can, but I'm not one of those streamers that hot swaps every weapon, you know. I only use what's at my disposal right now, as you can see. But in any event, I will be running Izzy Rocket for me and my whatever fire team I'm going to bring in. I'm probably going to do this raid with an LFG group, but I digress. So let me go over the mods real quick. So for mods, I'm going to run the Helm of Saint 14 because overshield purposes. I'm going to be running Radiant Light. Casting your super causes nearby allies to also increase their current armor charge by 1. Allies that have a different subclass element from you increase their armor charge by 2. I really like this because whatever build my teammates are running that's armor charge related, I can increase that benefit to them just in case if they don't have an armor charge, it will be increased by 1. If they have a different subclass, like I'm running Bubble and someone else is running Well, they'll have 3 stacks or 2 stacks if they don't have 1 stack already of armor charge. And then a heavy ammo finder given and heavy ammo scout. I'm going to be spamming heavy ammo for days with these 2 perks. So that's what I'm going to be running. Ashes to assets, I may run it if I really need my super. If I'm only going to run it if I really need my super. Powerful friends, I may equip this if I feel the need to, but for as of right now, if I cast my super, I will grant people armor charge, basically. So for the arms, I have Artifice Armor on, so that's why I have 2 Resilience mods. For Bolstering Detonation, grants a class ability energy when you cause damage with a grenade. I am going to keep this on because every time I damage people with a grenade, I gain class ability energy back. That way I can spam my barricade and take cover. For this one, I really like this one because every time you kill people with a grenade, you create an orb of power automatically. Multi-kills is probably the best way to go with Vortex Grenade, if Vortex Grenade is going to be useful, which it's going to be for me. And then increase the discipline. I just put this on because I like to spam grenades. I know I need to put my discipline higher, but still though, in any event, I'm going to still run this. For chestplate, I'm going to be running double charged up mods because I like to have increased duration of armor charge because I love to spam the weapon surges that I have, which I'm going to explain later on. But yeah, I'm going to run both of these because the more armor charge I have, the more benefits I will have with the mods I already synergized with this. So, which leads me to my explanation right now. So I will be running Kinetic Weapon Surge, Void Weapon, and Arc Weapon Surge, because I have, as you can see, I have a Kinetic Weapon, a Void Weapon, and an Arc Weapon. I will swap these mods out if I need to. Only if I need to, because if not, then I'll just keep these mods on for the duration of the raid. If something changes, or if damage phase somehow changes, which I think it shouldn't, but it depends, it's situational. And I'm going to switch out these mods, so I will have basically every mod at my disposal to equip or to use if and when anything changes within the raid itself. Now for this, for my class item, I am going to be running Healthy Finisher and 2 Time Dilation mods. The reason why is because every time I do a finisher, I heal myself on top of the Void subclass build I already have. So I'm going to be running double Time Dilation to increase the duration of my armor charge benefits on top of healing finishers. That way, every time an armor charge is consumed, I heal myself, depending on how many I have. So that is going to be my class item build. And if any situation arises, I am going to be switching to my solar loadout, which means if there is an encounter where I need survivability, for example, probably the 3rd encounter of the raid, assuming I get that far. If the survivability is key, I'm going to be running my solar build, which you can see right here. I'm not going to explain this because I already explained my solar build in a previous day one raid build video. If you haven't checked it out, go watch that. But in any event, I am going to be running the same armor pieces because these are the only armor pieces that I have that can synergize with said builds I'm running. Because I'm basically going to be running, like for example, this void build I'm running. Excuse me, I'm running here. I have a pure survivability build. It's basically the same mods, only difference is I am going to be basically surviving. I have to survive, or else, like, if I rely on damage a lot, I will die most of the time. So survivability is probably going to be key in contest mode, which definitely it is going to be. But yeah, I'm going to be taking this loadout in. I'm going to be taking my actual raid loadout in, and I'm going to start with this. I will swap out mods if need be. If need be, I will swap out these mods. But my solar, basically my survival builds are going to be my actual raid loadout and solo loadout. This will be my backup build. As for my strand loadout, I will probably take this in. I will probably take it in, but then again, it's situational. Anything in the raid will be situational depending on which encounter will be heavily ad influenced or which encounter will be DPS based. And I have the right loadouts for that. If rockets are the way, I'm either going to run this to help out with survivability on top of damage, or my solo loadout where I'm going to be purely surviving on top of, basically, if galley is the way to go, I'll damage with galley if I have to. Though, if we do need a div, I can swap out immediately. I just have to infuse it. But if need be, divinity is probably going to be used most of the time, depending on if the bosses will have crit spots that are not easy to hit. But then again, anything is situational. So, with that being said, to recap, this will be the loadout I will be taking into the first encounter. This void build probably in the third encounter, or this one in the third encounter, since third encounter is probably going to be heavily defense based. But this will probably be the second and fourth encounter. I'm going to be swapping between Witherhoard and Izzy most of the time. So, or Outbreak if overtime damage is key and if more damage is needed. So that will be my day one raid build for Root of Nightmares. I wish everyone good luck on their raid race, and hopefully someone different and someone that is new will win this time around, because it's been the same one since D1. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the raid race. If you're not participating, watch it live on Twitch, because there will be 2 exclusive emblems you guys will be able to earn if you watch the first 2 hours or the whole thing entirely. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.